Welcome to episode 39 of the Save State. I'm joined tonight by Yako from the Tech Update. How's it going, Yako?
Good. It's going well, thanks.
Have you had your coffee? Are you good and awake there in South Africa?
Yeah, I had my coffee in my lovely little cup here.
What does it say? What does it say on there? Wolf?
Let's raise the wolf.
Oh,
It's not very visible.
let's raise the wolf. All right. Okay. I didn't know you were such a party animal, Yako. There with
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Our dog seems to like me more than she does my wife, and she's actually my wife's dog. So I've got all kinds of dog-themed cups.
I've just got my red cup, my faithful red. It's actually a Coca-Cola cup, but I keep it turned around so you can't see the branding on it. But
as long as it works, that's the thing with mostly with being a man is we prefer practical things instead of aesthetical things.
I have 4 of these, and this is like the only thing I drink out of because I know like nobody else uses them, so I know that it's mine and not somebody else's sitting around the house.
And it's probably the right amount of volume, the right volume,
it's
and all of that.
It's the right size. It's perfect, you know.
No, I got that. That's why we wear clothing and use old couches that look ugly and that kind of thing that frustrates our better counterparts.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's because it's comfortable and it's easy and it's it works.
Yeah, absolutely. I used to have a really old couch in my office for a long time. That was it was mine before I was married, and when I got married, my wife said, "We're not having that in the house." So we stored it for a while, and then I got this bigger office, and so I moved it into there. But then it was in there for years, and then we moved across the country and left it behind because it was falling apart. It was like, if we move it, it's going to completely fall apart. So it's the most comfortable couch I've ever had, though.
I've had one of those,
yeah, and I still kind of miss it, honestly, to this day. I'd pick it up again in a heartbeat if I could.
The thing that I've never figured out is scatter cushions. They're always in the way. They look good, but they're always in the way.
Yeah, get that out of here.
Yeah, sorry, that's just a little nitpick of mine, a little pet peeve.
Yeah, our so we have like pillows, some pillows on the couch, but they always seem to be in the floor because my kid, like, I like having 1 or 2 pillows on the couch, and I like to lay on the couch and like nap on the couch. So I'll lay down, put my head on the pillow, right?
Yeah.
And man, I can go to sleep real quick. I just kind of stick it right there under my neck, and I can fall asleep so fast. But they throw them around the room and they get pushed across the floor and get all this dirt and dust and stuff all over it. I'm like, I'm going to have an allergic reaction to this pillow because it's been all over. They mopped the floor with the pillows. It's like, this is gross. But they don't, they won't stop doing it. They're building forts and stuff. So I'm like, whatever. Anyway, using their imagination, being kids, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Look, we've got a couple of those on our bed, and every time you have to make up the bed, they have to be put into place, and that frustrates me. I'm a very, very quick and easy, minimalistic type of guy,
Yeah.
Just one set of pillows would be fine for me, But I get that my house would look very bland if I had to decorate. So
yeah,
I defer to my wife in that case. So
it would be bland, or it would just be like, I don't know, game posters up everywhere or something, like that would be my idea of decorating.
Man, I really want to get myself some Lord of the Rings themed things, like a mouse pad or a map of Middle Earth, but haven't gotten that far yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to have a mixture of movie and game posters, like, in my college dorm and stuff before I was married, but,
Mm.
I don't have any of those anymore. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I had a bunch of Star Wars posters. Some of them were collectible. I don't know what happened to that stuff. It's, like, disappeared. I'm not sure. Not sure
Eh,
what.
eh, with being kids and growing up, you're talking about the pillows. The Bible speaks to that, eh? It says, when I became mature, Paul says, when I became mature, I put away childish things.
Yeah, yeah, it does say that. It
So
does,
yeah,
absolutely.
and it says that the man is supposed to make the coffee, eh?
Uh, yeah, Hebrews, man, Hebrews.
Hebrews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, well, how have you been, otherwise?
I,
New kid. Am I allowed to say that? I don't. I should probably
new
shouldn't. Yeah,
new daughter, but yeah,
yeah,
new kid. Yeah, she's
yeah.
doing well. She's getting really cute, making little noises. Wants to talk back to you. She wants to sit up these days. So
She's already
uh,
getting sassy, huh? She's already talking
yeah,
back to you.
yeah, already talking back to you, but in the cutest way, melts your heart.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So she's
Yeah,
doing well. She's doing really well. So
they are
yeah,
so
we're enjoying her.
precious
Mm.
at that age.
No, no, definitely. Looking forward to teaching her to game, but I don't know if my wife's too excited about that idea.
Oh man. Well, speaking of gaming, that's what's in a way brought us together tonight is
Mhm.
gaming, and I know you've been really busy, but have you been playing anything lately?
I'm a creature of habit, unfortunately, sticking to League of Legends when I get my odd hour or so. So that and maybe a little bit of Fortnite. I want to force myself to sit down and play retro games, because I enjoy that. And I want
Yeah.
to get into some of the older things I haven't played yet, but especially things like Chrono Trigger. I've heard so much about Chrono Trigger,
Oh
but
yeah.
I just
Yeah.
haven't gotten to that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, unfortunately, at this stage I'm getting about an hour to 2 hours a week to play.
Mm, yeah.
Um, so yeah, otherwise we're busy with everything that life requires you to do, and especially with a new little girl.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's eating up a lot of my time. But yeah, off and on, every now and then, my wife's gonna be going on a study retreat and taking her with, so I might get a little bit more time in a week or two.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, yeah. Then I will work in do some catch up. A friend of mine bought me Fallout 4 and
Oh yeah.
Lord of the Rings, Mines of Moria. So I still want to try those out.
Yeah. That would be cool.
Mm.
I've never played either one of those, so I've also actually never played League of Legends. To be honest with you, I know
Mm.
you, like that's your like go to game. I've never.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever tried it. If I have,
Uh,
it was just like one time.
I like strategy and MOBAs. I like League of Legends. Really big favorite of mine. So it's just such a complex game. The
It's not.
replayability on it is insane.
It's not on Switch, is it? They didn't
I
port that
don't
to
think so.
Switch, did they?
No, I don't think so. It's
What am I thinking of?
PC. It's on PlayStation, I think. I don't know about Xbox. Possibly on Xbox, but I don't think on Nintendo. But I mean, there was a while back. There was a DC based MOBA called Infinite Crisis from Warner
Yeah.
Brothers, which was you could play all the DC heroes, which was I love that. Yes,
Mm,
yeah, and from the different universes as well. So you could play like Batman and then play as Gaslight Batman, um,
okay.
which
Yeah.
had a completely different skill set.
Hmm.
Green Arrow, sure, a whole roster of that. So
All of
very
them. Yeah.
yeah, and unfortunately it closed down because it was just not popular enough. Um, so yeah,
Yeah.
that
That's weird to me that that wasn't able to
to do well. Yeah.
survive with such an established, lineup
Fan
of
base, yeah.
characters and stuff. And but I don't know.
I mean, Warner Brothers in general, or the whole DC franchise has struggled. Hasn't been as popular as Marvel. Um, so yeah, they just don't. Just doesn't seem like they get it do it as well as the Avengers did, for example. You know,
Well,
um,
Marvel's been struggling too
as
recently.
well, yeah.
Um,
Watched Thunderbolts recently. I wasn't too crazy about that one.
okay, okay. See, I
No, it
thought
was
that was their
okay.
best one in years.
Really, eh?
I mean, I'm not saying it
Uh,
was. I'm not saying it should win any awards, but
mm,
compared to like the Eternals and even the new Captain America movie,
yeah.
which I didn't think was written very well. I just didn't think it was a
Mm,
strong story.
story.
Um, uh, yeah, I thought Thunderbolts was pretty good. Now my expectations were
Mm.
pretty low, so that helps. But
Uh,
I
I,
thought it was pretty fun.
things like Wonder Woman 1984 as well just didn't. I just didn't get it that well. It felt too, you know, what's the word? Too highly intellectual. Like there wasn't enough, really a real action. The story in Thunderbolts, I don't know, spoilers here for anyone who's watching, but uh, just the villain was just a little bit the way they defeated him as well. Wasn't action based enough or built enough tension. Sort of defeated him by hugging it out at the end.
Yeah, it was just a hug. Yeah, a group hug. That's all
Yeah,
they need. That's all they needed from the beginning.
yeah,
See, I liked Wonder Woman 84 because the real message of that movie, which I thought, like when I watched it, I couldn't even believe
mm,
that it got greenlit.
yeah,
Because I felt like the real message of that movie is that we need truth to
mm,
survive.
yeah,
We have to we have to fight against deception and live in reality. And I thought that was not profound. Like I think that should be like basic common knowledge, but it seems like
mm,
it's less and less basic common knowledge
yeah,
as time goes on. And I thought that the message of that was really great, but the movie did not do well, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that it was on streaming day one, because of the situation in the world that we were going through. But
mm.
anyway, this
Yeah.
isn't a
I mean that it's a good message. A friend mentioned it to me afterwards, and I thought that's true, but for some reason I just didn't enjoy it as much.
that. I mean,
Um,
that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
if that those kind of messages, um, a movie that I really enjoyed that other people didn't was Kingdom of Heaven. That was years ago from
That you
Orlando
did
Bloom.
enjoy it.
I enjoyed it.
I
I
did
loved
too.
I love the message of the whole thing, the way he lives his life. It's
Uh huh.
historical drama about Jerusalem and the Crusaders and the Muslims,
Right. Yeah.
and the way he lived his life, where he didn't just, so much. We see that around so much today as well, where people kind of they declare themselves holy, because they follow a specific set of rules or whatever. And he didn't. He actually lived a life that made a difference, and considered people. So yeah, that was. I enjoyed that message. A lot of other people felt that it wasn't a great movie.
No, I liked that movie.
Mm.
I liked that movie quite a bit. Well, if you're watching tonight, you want to let us know what movies you like or don't like. Leave it in the
Yeah,
comments. Even though this is a gaming podcast and we don't
yeah,
usually talk about movies, movies are fun too, and I still
mm,
enjoy going to the theater.
yeah,
Uh, don't make it as often as I used to, but
mm,
um, there also hasn't been as much as that I'm interested in recent years as there used to be. Um, but
yeah.
but yeah, movies are still a good time. Uh, Tonight I wanted to, wait. Yeah, so you've been playing League of Legends. I was gonna say
Mm,
I've been playing. I've been playing Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith on Game Boy Advance.
Okay.
And it's actually like movie games aren't usually good. Like they're
Mm,
usually pretty bad.
yeah.
But this is actually really, really good. Like it's actually really fun and it's well put together. And the art, the sprite work on all the characters is done really, really well. It sticks to the movie pretty well. Um,
Okay.
and it's just been really fun to play. Like it's a 2D game, but you have force powers that you can use, and those make sense for the most part. You can block blaster bolts and send them flying back at the droids, and
Okay.
all kinds of different little stuff. And you power your force powers get stronger as you level up and stuff. So
Okay. That
and
sounds
and you can play
interesting.
through it as Obi-Wan or Anakin Skywalker,
Mm,
and the levels change depending on which character you are. So basically, it's two games because you can play through once as Obi-Wan, and then you can play
okay.
through Anakin's storyline. Um, the second time, or you can do in either order. It doesn't matter, but it's there's essentially two different games there. And it's been really cool. I haven't beat it yet, but I've been really impressed so far, and I'm about halfway through, and or halfway through Obi-Wan's story, and the bosses have been neat, and it's just been like a fun. It's been a fun game.
So
Um,
I would want to try that. It sounds interesting. But is it like a light side and a dark side with Anakin and Obi-Wan that you
well,
play?
I haven't played Anakin's portion of it yet,
Mm,
so I assume it follows the movie, and at some point he's gonna turn dark. I don't know what that means for the end of the game because he gets
mm,
defeated by Obi-Wan, defeated,
yeah.
literally defeated at the end of the game by
Yeah.
Obi-Wan. So I'm not sure if
Yeah.
you can win that battle or if they have like an alternate ending where Anakin wins. I'm not really sure,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, but it's a neat little game I've been emulating and playing. So I've been playing that, and then one of the games we're talking about tonight, Donkey Kong Bonanza. I've been playing Donkey Kong Bonanza, and it is bananas. It is so crazy, and but in the best kind of way. So
Okay.
so
No,
um,
I've only seen some advertising on it, but should be awesome.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, it's incredible. I think what they have been able to achieve graphically at the beginning of the Switch 2's life on a handheld console that only uses like 10 watts of power on in handheld mode, which is just like that's crazy low. I mean, that is like almost nothing. And
Yeah,
and
no,
there's
that is impressive.
debris and stuff flying everywhere, and it's just 10 watts is just not much. It's just not much. I mean, when you think about a graphics card, some of these graphics cards now, they pull 500 watts of power sometimes and stuff.
Mm.
Like 10 watts is nothing. So it's really neat to watch.
No, I remember coming up in gaming when physics became a thing.
Uh-huh.
Stuff flying around and breaking up, and to see it now on this level, with a chip that draws that little power,
Yeah,
we're really moving towards a space where, like some of those futuristic movies and stuff, you have playing off a tablet or something that runs this massive computer.
I
We're
know.
getting there. Mm.
I know. It's crazy. Yeah, T-Rev says 10 watts is insane. Most light bulbs are at
Yeah,
least 30. That's true. I hadn't thought about it that way.
yeah,
Even
it's
like
insane,
LED
eh?
bulbs are, LED bulbs are even that, even 20 to 30 watts. And this is, yeah, I don't know how they're doing it. It's some kind of wizardry going on over there at Nvidia and Nintendo where they figured this out. But it really does in handheld, but it runs between 8 and 12 watts. 12 being the most demanding things, uh, and somehow they're still pulling this off. So yeah,
Yeah. I mean, part of it is the sizes on the chips. They keep getting smaller and smaller. We're down
That is
to
part of it.
6 nanometers right now. So six. What's it?
No,
What is
they're
it down to
down.
4?
They're down to 4. I think they might be down to 3.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I didn't see
They
that.
are down to 4 for sure. I know they're down to 4, and
They're
I've at
going
least
to
heard
3,
they're
possibly.
they're going to 3. If they're not already there, they're going there soon.
Mm.
Which is 3 nanometers. I mean, anytime you're
Yeah,
measuring anything with the prefix nano, I feel like,
yeah,
but 3 nanometers, that's insane. But
yeah.
the
No,
Switch 2, I think, is an 8 nanometer processor, so it's
mm,
not, which is
that
cheaper, obviously. So it's not quite as small as some of these others, but yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy stuff.
yeah, it's impressive what they've been able to do with the hardware they have. Definitely.
Well, since we're already talking about it, let's just go ahead and look at a little bit of Donkey Kong Bonanza,
Mm.
um, and then we will. Yeah, we're only halfway through the year, but there's already been several games that are Game of the Year contenders. It's been a pretty decent year actually in terms of games, and a lot of it has to do with a lot of these are indie games,
Okay.
technically. Um, Games like Blueprints and Clair Obscure, Expedition 33, those are from independent studios,
Hmm.
who are published by, I think, bigger companies, but I believe these were startups.
Hmm. Sure.
It's not like EA made these games, or these are smaller development studios, and Split Fiction is another example where these are some of the highest rated games this year,
Hmm.
and not really made by big companies.
Yeah, that's interesting. Eh? I was going to say, Clair Obscure, the score they have in there would have been impressive for a small studio to produce that.
Yeah, yeah, and they did. The studio only has like 34 employees or something. Clair
That's
Obscure,
not bad.
and they built that game in, I think it took them 4 or 5 years. Might have been 4. I can't remember exactly, but I mean everything in that game, which we'll talk about here in a minute, is
Hmm.
it's just a masterpiece. But here's a little bit of footage for
Donkey
Donkey
Kong.
Kong Bonanza. Let's see if I can get rid of let's get rid of that.
Subtitles, yeah.
And I mean, there's moments like this
Yeah,
that
with all the
I've
stuff
laughed out
flying around.
loud multiple times. Laughed out loud multiple times, and this has very little dialogue.
Okay.
It's mostly like facial animations, but it's really like that one right there. I fell in love when I saw him make that face. I was like, this
Yeah.
game's gonna be great. It's like in the first 30 seconds of the game. And
Okay.
I was like, yes, I'm done. I'm totally in. But you can see like the vegetation, um, where he's running through the field,
Yeah.
the he's like all the sparks flying up there, all that vegetation on the ground.
Yeah. Really
There's
impressive.
characters littered across the land. These different um, ecospheres or whatever here, and then he just starts tearing into stuff and just tearing stuff up, and all the little particle effects and stuff going on.
Yeah.
And you can pick up big boulders out of the ground and throw them at stuff and destroy more stuff. There's bombs. There's like explosion effects in the game, and then the little gold nuggets that come out of the ground. Uh,
Oh,
there
yeah.
are so far in this trailer they haven't really, like, there's a whole bunch right there. That's like very common. It's very common in the game to see just dozens and dozens of gold nuggets just flying out
Okay.
everywhere for you to pick up. Like, it's so easy to collect
The gold nuggets.
money or whatever in the game. And I don't even know what the money's for, but
Yeah, that what I was gonna ask, yeah.
you can see up in the upper right corner, he's got like 11,000 gold nuggets or something right now,
Yeah.
20,000 gold nuggets, like, and they're just everywhere. And I haven't had to spend any of them yet, so I have no idea, no idea what
There's
it's for.
gotta
But
be some reason for it, though.
I don't know. I mean, You always got points in the old Mario games, but they weren't for anything. So you got, but every level had points, but I don't know what
Okay.
they were for. But but it probably is for something. But the transformations in the game um, are just insane. I mean, uh,
Mm.
it's like a super weird game, right? It's totally a Nintendo game.
Yeah.
Like there he is as a zebra bonanza. That's weird, but like
That is
running across the
weird.
water. Look how good that water looks. By the way, the water
Yeah, it
looks
looks
incredible in the
really
game,
great, eh? Amazing.
and again, it looks this way in handheld mode. Like you're not getting a like there, there's some reduced
Sorry.
graphical fidelity in handheld mode,
Mm,
but not much. But the screen is smaller too. So when you take that image and from your TV and you pull it down into a smaller onto a smaller screen, you don't really notice it. Like it basically looks like the same game, whether I'm playing it on my TV or in handheld mode.
yeah,
And um on that 10 watts of power is just crazy to me.
that's amazing, eh?
Yeah. So um I
It
kind of want
wouldn't.
in this discussion, I kind of want your opinion here. What is it that makes a game good exactly? And let me know in the comments if you're watching, what is it that makes a game good? Like, is it the combat? Is it the gameplay, the story? Is it the graphics? What's the most important thing for you to make a game good in your opinion? And maybe that's more than one thing.
Mm,
Um, but when you're talking about game of the year, I feel like you got to talk about some of these things.
no, absolutely. But I mean, it's always a combination. But storyline has always been an important aspect to me. A good storyline, you
Yeah,
know, the the gameplay should be good, and I feel like the graphics here are just way up there. It's it's enough for me. I don't really need more than this to enjoy a game. But if you have good gameplay mechanics where you're earning some kind of leveling, that makes it interesting to me.
yeah.
An RPG style of things.
There is
Um,
a very light RPG element to this. You do level up like your power and different aspects of Donkey Kong.
okay,
Does over as you level up the character, you do get to pick some things. So go ahead though. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just want
no problem. I mean, I'm thinking of the likes of Kung Fu Panda. I don't know if you've ever played Kung Fu Panda.
to know.
I didn't expect it to be good, and I really enjoyed
Uh
that
huh.
game. Um, so yeah, it was also an aspect of you leveling up your skills, your kung fu skills, and that type of thing that drew me in. But yeah, that's part of what makes it interesting to me. Like I said, and if you have a good storyline that makes it interesting, you want to see what happens at the end of the game.
Yeah.
That really helps. That's a big part of it for me. But yeah, also some good graphics. Even if it's more like an indie title, and you don't have necessarily the best graphics, but it's unique, unique type of anime style. Movies wise, the animation in Puss in Boots was really interesting to me. The second movie was a different type of animation style, but it really caught your attention, and it wasn't bad. It was good. It just wasn't like the normal CGI that you see in most of these movies.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the storyline, once again, for it was great to me. So yeah, if this
Yeah.
had a good storyline and a little bit of RPG elements with these kind of graphics, it would really draw me in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. Obviously, this story is kind of. I mean, this game is kind of lighter on story, like most Nintendo games.
Mhm.
But
Impossible.
there's enough there to so far anyway that's it's keeping me intrigued just to explore this world more. But
Mm,
it is more about the gameplay itself, and the gameplay is so good and so smooth. T Rev says how fun the gameplay is and the storyline, and I think that those are probably the most important to most people, and I think that's what you were saying even now,
mm,
Yako.
mm,
Graphics don't matter too much to me as long as I can enjoy a smooth gaming experience.
Mm.
And yeah, I think that it is totally immersion breaking, and frustrating when a game, stutters or stalls or whatever a whole bunch and just does you don't have that smooth gameplay. It can
Mm.
really it can really make you just tired of the game and just drop it altogether, right? And that's not the case here in Donkey Kong. Uh, I've seen I don't know that I've seen actually noticed any slowdown, except I think maybe when it switches to a cutscene, it might switch to 30 FPS from 60,
Mhm.
maybe, but that's not during gameplay. So it's like not like it's hurting me in any way, just watching a cutscene. And I could be wrong about that. So,
No,
but this is
absolutely.
to me, I think this is an early game of the year contender. I'm not saying it will be game of the year, but it has the potential to be.
At
Um,
least a candidate.
I think, yeah, it will definitely win some category. It might win best platformer or best family game or something like that. It could win or at least be a nominee for game of the year. And right now it's on Metacritic, I think rated at a 91. So, I mean, any game that's in the 90s, you have to at least stop and look at, I feel like, as a contender.
I agree.
Um, yeah, because it's really hard to get into the 90s on Metacritic.
It looks a lot of fun as dropping these bombs as an ostrich.
Yeah,
the villains, the villains look really interesting as well.
they are really interesting. Yeah. Um, so that's a really fun one, and I'm excited. I'm excited for this generation. We're just getting started here with Nintendo Switch 2. I put out a
Mm.
review on my 6 week review on Switch 2 last week. I had to think there for a second, like, what day of the week is this? Oh, it's Monday. Uh, Last weekend, and I don't know. I'm just excited because, like any system, it's not perfect. There is no perfect system. There's always
Mm.
something that could have been done a little better or whatever. Um, but it has so much potential, and I think it is a true next gen Switch. Like, if you have Switch One and you want to
Switch
to
to.
move to the next gen, it's not just like a iterative improvement or just like a little bit of
Mm.
a boost. It is like real next gen. Um, Even though it's not as powerful as a PlayStation 5 or PS5
Yeah,
Pro, it gets pretty close, and again has such a low power draw. It just blows your mind. And there's more coming. I didn't pull up a trailer for it, but and it's not even a game from this year. But when I was looking at, well, let me just show you this. When I was looking at Metacritic earlier today, I was noticing the top games, and one is uh, The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. It's at number one for
hmm,
2025. It didn't come out in 2025, but it's
interesting.
because they released a $10 upgrade patch for Switch 2. Same with Legend of
Hmm,
Zelda Breath of the Wild. So for some reason,
hmm.
they get categorized here on Metacritic as 2025 releases, but they're not real releases. They're upgrades, right? Um, but Clair Obscure sitting there at number three with a 93. Blueprints, Split Fiction, Donkey Kong Bonanza at a 91.
Mhm.
Just absolutely excellent. And another one that came out, they ported it to Switch that was here at 19 was Street Fighter 6. Now that's sitting at an 86. But I did pick Street Fighter 6 up and I have been playing it some as well. And man, it's really fun and runs so smooth on Switch 2. And I've mostly been playing it in handheld mode.
Hmm.
And I mean, that 60 frames per second is rock solid. Again, 10 watts of
Interesting.
power, rock solid 60 FPS, and it looks fantastic. Um, I'm so impressed. And I'm terrible at fighting games, but I always really like them.
Mm.
Like I think they're really fun, but I'm really bad at them.
I agree.
I cannot figure
Yeah.
out the button combos at all. But Street Fighter 6 has been really fun on Switch too, and runs really well. I think it's one of the best examples of ports that they have on there right now. Um, and yeah, if you're looking for something else to play that's not Mario Kart World or Bonanza, I would recommend Street Fighter 6.
Age of
Um,
Mythology is in there. Oh, is that a port? There was an old game based on the Age of Empires, sort of, that was called Age of Mythology.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Hmm,
Doom is
interesting.
definitely new, and that came out
Mm,
this year.
yeah.
It's at an 85, which is good. And that's I don't have a trailer pulled up for that either. I guess I could get one, but that's another game that I think
Singularity,
could be I think will be nominated for some categories at the end of the year. I don't know if it will be remembered as good enough for game of the year, but it is a very fun and frantic shooter. Um, I don't know. I don't know if you've seen anything about that game.
not much. Only what I've seen in the advertisements. It looks interesting. All the kinds of weapons that you have, medieval type weapons.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. They really kind of, I feel like, tricked everybody because it's not actually set in medieval times. Um, but they
Mm,
made it seem that way.
yeah.
But I'm not going to spoil it for anybody. But so, um,
Okay. Okay.
unless you want me to, and then I totally
No,
will.
no, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, it just looks that way when you look at the weaponry that he uses and that type of thing. That was the whole idea. The first thing that comes to mind is the Dark Ages, is the medieval times. But
Right.
yeah, is it like a play on words? Then obviously.
Yeah. Here you can see a little bit of it. Um, it takes place. It does not here. So this is what I'll say. It does not take place on Earth. That's what I'll say. So
Okay.
it's set in a different age in a different location.
Okay.
I think I can say that without really spoiling anything.
You see, there's the look of the characters is like medieval armor and that type of thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The especially the human characters. Yeah. Um, but yeah, it's crazy. But again, it's like this dude is just unstoppable. And honestly, the story is pretty. It's going back to story. Story's pretty intriguing. There is one thing that I think keeps it from really being immersive, and that is the fact that all of the NPCs that are like a bunch of them, like human NPCs who have on armor and are carrying weapons,
Mm,
they just stand around and they don't do anything. And you'll like run by them and they'll be like like by a big door, like they're about to rush in
mm.
and attack the enemy, but then they're just standing there and they never go in. Like it
Okay.
just Doom guy just takes care of everything for them. It's like they're just
Okay.
waiting for him to show up and do
All right.
everything for them. Um,
Yeah.
so, but he does, and he goes in and he takes care of everything for them. So
Hmm.
that's kind of interesting. I think that's the one thing that's immersive breaking about it, though, in my opinion,
Yeah.
is that yeah. What else? What else have I played here? Let's see.
You've played Clair Obscure, I'm assuming, eh?
I have. That is a game that I have not finished.
Hmm.
Um, but I mean, it's not long, but it's longer. Um, and I'll pull that up here too. Here we go. Sandfall Interactive. Yeah, that's who made it. And this is their first game. I mean,
Hmm.
it's a lot of ex Ubisoft people. who left because I guess they weren't getting to build what they wanted to build, and so they left and they had this idea. They got some other talented people together and built this incredible game. And it's just if you want to talk about story, this game, the story
It's
is
got very
just
good story, eh?
the story is crazy. It's crazy good. And but it's like really hard to talk about without spoiling things too.
Okay.
Um because and you this is not a game you want spoiled, if I'm being honest, but graphically it's great. The I've never enjoyed parrying in a game more
Now,
than I enjoy it in this game. It feels so good. Um, and just hitting like those combos
okay.
there, like you have to hit X at the
Yeah.
or just the right time to get like perfect
Yeah.
and do the most damage. Like all of that, there's patterns that you have to learn and whatnot, but and some of it's reflexes, and it just all comes together so well. And this completely deserves that. What was it? 93 rate. I think it was a
Yeah. Third
93 on
place.
Metacritic. It totally deserves that, if not more. And the music is. I did a video about the one of the
Yeah.
songs
I
actually.
watched that. Yeah.
Just the music is just so it's gorgeous, and
Hmm.
they found that guy. I don't know if you've heard this. They
Hmm.
found that guy on um, SoundCloud. The guy who composed all the music for the game.
Oh,
He's just
really? Eh?
some random dude that they found on SoundCloud who had a couple of songs up, and
Hmm.
they contacted him, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll compose music for your game," and
Yeah.
and
Interesting.
so
Eh?
so that's what he did, and the the game developers are like, he just nailed it, like he everything that we wanted him to do, like he really nailed the emotional
Mm.
overtones of the game and like just really pulled it all together. And I mean, it's one of those things you have to play and experience to really understand, to really grasp how well the cinematography and the storytelling and the music and the gameplay, how they all come together and merge together into this work of art. Um, it's amazing.
Yeah. It looks amazing. Been a bit expensive here in South Africa for me to get, but yeah,
Yeah,
would like to
yeah,
get it. Would like to get it at some point. Hopefully, it goes on sale at some point as well. But yeah, it looks
yeah.
amazing. I've never really played the animation type of style combat that I see here, but it looks interesting.
This is like it's like turn based.
Yeah, yeah,
It's turn based combat, but you do have the option of parrying when they attack you, or
yeah.
dodging. And if you dodge or parry or whatever at the right time, sometimes you can do damage back to them.
Okay.
Sometimes you can, not take damage, but send the damage back their way, and it feels so good in those moments. And there's different powers you can stack
Yeah, I
together
wanted
and,
to
and
ask.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get upgrades through the whole thing, and there's so many different ways you can combine power ups and stuff in each character. And
Okay.
each character in your party has different types of abilities as well, and you get to pick which three are in your party as you travel around, so that it really changes the gameplay quite a bit
Mm.
depending on what you pick. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, just so good. And it's a tragedy. Like I think as a whole, you would probably categorize the story as a tragedy, but there are so many funny moments along the way too that just really lighten the mood and keep it from getting too dark and too tense. Um,
Okay,
it's
that's
just
good
it's so well done. It is
because
so well done.
it does look very dark. Eh? Just looking at the gameplay and the characters and so on. But yeah, that's
Yeah,
good to hear.
it is. I mean, the premise of the game, and this is not a spoiler either. The premise is that the world has been destroyed, has been wrecked by this. Um, um, what's the word I'm looking for? This catastrophic event,
Event.
and there's this they call her a goddess, named the Paintress, who
Yeah.
shows up, and you see in the graphic, the 33 and the 33
Yeah.
up on this pillar over here on the right.
Yeah.
Um, and so every year on the same day, this paintress rises up and erases the number and writes the number and subtracts one and writes a new number. And when
Mm.
she does that, everyone that is that age
Age disappears.
disappears. And so she started with, I think, 100, and she's worked her way down now to 33. And every year, the humans in this
And
game,
stop
they live in Paris, and they send out
her.
an expedition to try and stop her from removing uh, another
Everyone.
year of humanity, because it's counting down to zero.
Yeah.
And every year the expedition fails. So when you go, though, it's your year to go. I think you're 32. You find the journals and stuff from the previous expeditions and where they landed and who they interacted with and what they discovered, and you also write in your journal about the stuff that happened to you
Mm.
to leave behind in case you don't make it for the next
Yeah.
expedition to hopefully help them along.
Hmm.
So it's really interesting. It's just so
Yeah.
well done. I can't recommend it enough. And I like, I don't think I'm alone in this, but there's also other opinions out there. But for me, so far anyway, I do hope that this wins Game of the Year. I don't think there's anything so far that deserves it more, and I just can't imagine anything coming along that's gonna be better than this, as a whole, just as a package as a whole. Um, it's just so good.
So from what I've heard, it sounds like it stands very good chance, eh?
Well, yeah, I think so. I mean, again, it's right now, Metacritic is not always the best indicator as to what is going to be first, but right now, these aren't contenders. Zelda here, those aren't contenders. They're not new games, but this one technically is in the top spot right now. And you have other games that people
Okay.
really like Death Stranding too. I thought
Mm.
about showing that trailer. I don't think I'm going to, just because of some of the imagery in it.
Mm.
But this is a new one that just came out, June 26th, so it's only been out 3 weeks or so. It's gotten a lot of positive feedback. It's sitting here at an 89 on Metacritic. A lot of people really love the first one. Did you ever play the first one by any chance?
I grabbed it for free off Epic,
I
uh,
did too. Yeah, yeah.
but I haven't had a chance to play it yet. It looks good though. It takes up a lot of space. Hard drive
It
space is
does.
a problem.
It's really big. I tried playing it. I played about probably 3 hours of it,
Mm.
and I just didn't like it. I could not get
Okay.
into it. I didn't. It was too dark for me. Uh, it was too dark for me, and also the cutscenes were just like, there were just constant cutscenes, and they were all really long. And I looked up on
That's,
YouTube to see like an all cutscenes video of Death Stranding,
mm.
and apparently there's like 11 hours of cutscenes. It's like an 11-hour movie that you have
Okay.
to sit through to play this game from start to finish. And I was just like, no, I can't do it. So
I, and I never really played much of it, but it feels like Mass Effect was that kind of game back in the day.
oh, with
Um,
lots of cutscenes.
yeah, lots of cutscenes, and that also I didn't enjoy that. It felt too much. I like storyline, but that feels like too much of it.
Yeah, you can't have too much.
Mm.
So I'm not even, I have no plans to play Death Stranding 2 personally. I don't think it's for me. But
Mm.
but a lot of people really like it, and they think it's better than the first. So
Okay.
and Kojima is pretty tight with Jeff Keighley, so I think it has a pretty good shot at being nominated and possibly winning Game of the Year, even if it's not rated as highly as some of these other ones.
Okay.
Um, I would not be surprised to see as a Game of the Year nominee at the end of the year. And not that it doesn't deserve it either, because I mean, 89 is a very respectable score.
Mm.
So, yeah. I tell you
Uh,
what else was really good is Blueprints.
I've heard it. I've seen Zach from Nerd Cave was playing it as well.
Yeah, yeah, he did. At least one night he streamed it,
Mm.
and I think he really enjoyed it. From what I remember him saying about it,
Yeah.
this is it. The premise here is that you are kind of like well, your uncle leaves you. He dies or disappears or whatever, leaves you the deed, or yeah, you inherit his estate, but only if you can find the hidden 46th room in his mansion. And so you open a door and you get three options as to what is there behind that door, and you have to pick one.
Mm.
And then you can, this is what's happening right now. And you have,
Yeah.
and it's a, you get the blueprints of the mansion, and you have to build where the rooms are to get to the hidden 46th room.
Okay.
Um, and there's puzzles in every room and different things to find or do. Like there was um, a safe there. There's like it's a puzzle game, is what it is.
Yeah. Tomb Raider
Um,
type.
uh, and it's in the first person perspective as you move through the. There's the grid right there of the
Mm.
mansion.
Okay.
Um, and it's just a really cool. It's just a really cool game. It's got a whole vibe to it,
Hmm.
and very 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 highly rated. I mean, again, you get another. That's a 92. You don't just get a 92 on Metacritic. Like it just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
The art style is really cool. The story is cool. You and when you go to sleep every day, you only have so many moves. By the way, to get through the mansion, you only have so many
Okay.
steps you can take. And so you will hit a wall and you won't be able to go any further because either you didn't put the rooms in the right spot or you ran out of steps or whatever. There's reasons why you can't continue. There's multiple reasons why you won't be able to continue. So you have to quit for the day. When you come back the next day, it resets the board.
Okay.
Everything gets reset. And so this is like
Interesting.
this magical house that where all the rooms change every day.
Interesting.
Uh,
uh,
but
well,
you learn stuff as you go about how to get to the end. So it's a very interesting concept.
I'm thinking, I enjoy. I used to enjoy. Well, I haven't played in a while, but the hidden object games, and
Yeah,
then what made them more interesting was if you had to solve a puzzle
yeah,
to advance. So yeah, it should be
absolutely.
interesting. But probably like I know I've only heard of it. I haven't played a lot of Tomb Raider, but from what I've seen, it seems to be like that. You need to solve puzzles to advance. So probably playing to that type of audience.
Yeah,
But it
it's
looks
not.
good.
That's true about Tomb Raider. You do have puzzles to solve to advance a lot of times, but I don't know that I would compare it to that because there's no
Well,
combat. Um,
yeah, yeah, okay, yeah,
it's
that's true.
it's it's a very different type of game, but this is one that relies heavily on, like, it feels really good when you solve one of these puzzles the right way. So it relies really heavily on that and the story,
Mm,
and
yeah.
again, just like this really cool graphical style where um, everything kind of looks like it's almost drawn with colored pencil or something. I don't really know how to describe it entirely, but um, it's not like photorealistic. It has this cartoony effect to it, but things are proportioned mostly like they would be if it were realistic. And I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know. It's just a great game. And Raw Fury is the developer that made it. And I don't know how many other games they've made. And I think they're another indie I think they might be another indie developer. So
Interesting. It's a good thing to see the little guys coming up. Does it have? It doesn't have that song in "I'm Blue." Da ba dee da ba die da ba
eh,
dee.
yeah, and
Seems like
those
it would fit. I keep thinking of that when I see the see the game.
and those are your two highest rated games of the year
Oh yeah,
right now.
sure.
Clair Obscur and Blueprints.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy to me. That's crazy.
It just
Um,
goes to show you don't need multi-million-dollar budgets to make a good game, eh?
no, no, you don't. You don't need $200 million to make a great game. You sure don't. Split Fiction is another one from the developers who made It Takes Two. I have not played either one of these,
Me neither.
um, but I am very interested in Split Fiction. I I think it looks I think it looks really interesting. What I understand about it is that you are two rival authors. One of you writes science fiction, one of you writes fantasy,
Okay.
but you get forced into your own worlds and you have to work together to get out.
Okay.
So you have to learn how to get along and work as a team. So this is a co-op game,
Okay.
where you go back and forth between uh, sci-fi and fantasy. So that's where
That's interesting.
the split fiction idea comes into
Yeah.
play. um, so yeah, it looks really cool, and again, highly rated. I don't really hear anybody like this Blueprints and Clair Obscur. I haven't really heard anyone talk negatively about it.
Okay.
Sometimes these things are divisive, and some people are like, "This is awesome," and other people are like, "No, this is the worst game ever." I haven't really
Yeah.
heard anybody like
Say anything
some
bad.
people don't like it, like it's not their gameplay style, but
Mm,
they're not bashing it, you know. Like I think they recognize, no, this is a good game. It's just not for me. Like there are people like that, but I don't hear anybody talk badly about any of the three of these.
it looks really good. Yeah. Seems to shift between 2D and 3D as well.
Yeah,
Mm.
there's some like side scrolling parts. Yeah, yeah.
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 That looks good. Looks really good, eh? It'd be fun to play it with somebody as well, I think, eh?
I think you have to.
Yeah. So it's not like an option. Yeah.
No, I think it's a requirement to have a second person.
Okay. That's got to be fun. If you've got a better half that likes gaming as well, that's got to be fun.
Actually, um, this launched on Switch 2 as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Um, and I've thought about picking it up on there, even though I know it won't look quite as good as it does on
Yeah, on PC
PC
or so. Yeah.
or PlayStation 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
But um, so I don't know. I don't know. It just looks good,
I
and I'm
agree. It
excited.
does look
I'm
really good.
excited. It's a unique idea too, right? And
Yeah.
so I'm excited to see something succeed that really stepped out of the
The
comfort
norm.
zone of gaming, the
Mm.
normal parts of gaming, and did something different.
Something new and different. Yeah.
I think that's awesome. So the best of luck to them, um,
No, absolutely.
with all of that. And so far, I think they've really had they've really seen some good feedback, good success, on all platforms. So it's
I
also a
like.
big. Go
I
ahead.
mean,
You go ahead.
I like both of those genres, science fiction and fantasy. So
Hmm.
it's an interesting idea to put them together as well.
Yeah, something else you don't see very often.
Hmm.
Um, is that we'll look at maybe one other game here. This one's kind of a sneaky one because it didn't release this year. It released last year, but it released after all of the Game of the Year stuff happened. So it released in December. Um, have any guesses as to what it might be?
No, not sure. Not sure at all. I haven't followed up on this too much. Uh, what was last year's game of the year again? I can't remember.
Astrobot.
Oh, Astrobot. Yeah, Astrobot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Got no
Hang on,
idea.
I'm finding a trailer here. Just give me a
That's
second
fine.
here.
No.
Um, okay, here we go. Here it is.
Oh, Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I've been playing this slowly. I've streamed it a few times.
Hmm.
And I got to tell you, this is the fourth Indiana Jones movie I wish we had gotten.
Oh yeah. Not.
uh, it is it is so good, Yako.
Yeah.
um,
I mean, I've never played any of the indie games. I liked
they're
the latest movie.
they're usually not good. The games usually aren't very good. This one is an exception and is also exceptional. It is just it's just wonderful. The story is so intriguing. The way that they built the world and how you travel through it, I think I was wondering how it was gonna go and
Mm,
how linear it was gonna be, or if it was gonna be more open world. But really, what they do is they give you a sandbox to play in
hmm.
and to sneak around in and to find hidden stuff in, but it is limited in its size. And so what
Okay.
happens is you'll go from like one area to or one part of the world where you have a limited space that you can play around in
Hmm.
and discover stuff in. But then there's dungeons, like almost like Zelda. There's dungeons
Okay.
in these worlds that you will enter into, and you have to play through those dungeons to get whatever item, and then you'll come back out into that more open space. Um, and then when you're done there, following the story, you'll travel to the next city or the next location on Earth,
Okay.
and kind of rinse and repeat, but in a new location. Um,
Huh.
so it's very interesting because there's a lot of optional things that you can do. So the game actually is very big. Like it could take you many, 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 many tens of many hours to finish it 100%, or you can kind of more focus on the main story and go through it that way. But what they set up here story wise is really intriguing, and you really are you're Indiana Jones and you're playing through, you're solving puzzles. There's a lot of puzzles to solve, but there's also a lot of stealth, and there's also a lot of combat. But it's not like an FPS, although you do get like a revolver that you carry around with you. I've only used it like once. I'm
Hmm.
it's a lot of like just fist fighting and
Okay.
hitting people over the back of the head with uh, 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 a glass bottle or whatever you find laying around, um, and
Mm,
knocking them out. So and using your whip, to do say knock that guy out with a guitar.
the
Like
guitar.
it's a lot of stuff like that. You find something sitting around, you pick it up, and you use it to hit somebody.
Nazis. Gotta have Nazis, eh?
A lot of that. Yeah, there's a lot of that. You're like most indie movies, you're after the same stuff. So
Okay.
Um,
They like his they're his main protagonist. There's always a Nazi in an indie game or movie.
yeah, and graphically it looks great and plays really well. I
Yeah, the
highly
graph.
recommend it. I mean, it's a different kind of game too because a lot of first person games are just FPS games. This really
Mm,
isn't that. It's a first person stealth puzzler. Like that's probably the most accurate way to describe it. Um, it's that I wouldn't even say it's open world. I would say it's semi open world because you do have a map that you're
mm,
confined to this map, but it's a fairly large map, but it's not an open like what you would normally think of as an open world map.
yeah.
Um, and then there's just stuff scattered across the whole thing, and always a dungeon or two that you can go down into or into to work through, um, to continue to move the story along. Great story, great voice acting. I can't believe how much Troy Baker he sounds exactly like Harrison Ford. I mean, exactly.
Hmm,
It to me it's
interesting.
indistinguishable, between him and Harrison Ford. I can't. It's uncanny. So
So, I mean, it's interesting. You get, like I said earlier, I like RPG type of elements in a game, but you can get an over exaggeration of that in some of the RPGs out there, some of the online RPGs. I love top down type of gameplay, which this is not, but I mean, I'm trying to think of the game's name that I tried to play recently where it was just too much grinding, to
yeah,
level up. I enjoyed leveling up, but I mean, if you've got 500 levels and you can only, every time you level up, you gain 1 point in your
yeah,
in your abilities. That's too much. So limiting it to like a world like this where it is open world, but there's not too much of it. There's some
right.
storyline. Uh, Looks like a good idea. Looks like a good game.
It is, and the storyline is um it deals with like just ancient stuff from all different kinds of cultures across the world, and
Mm,
there's actually a lot of uh, there's quite a few um, Bible references in there, and uh,
interesting.
you spend a large part of the early portion of the game with a Catholic priest in Rome, um, who's a friend of yours, and he like smuggles you into um, the church there, and you're like
Into the
exploring
Vatican.
around yeah, around it and underneath it and
Okay.
different stuff, and finding all this stuff, and
Okay.
it's really interesting.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Um, yeah,
Got a family
yeah.
member who loves Indiana Jones. I'm sure he'd enjoy the game.
Yeah, if you're a fan of Indiana Jones, it's a no-brainer. Like, pick it up because
Mm,
you're gonna love it. And it's not like Doom of the Dark Ages is first person, but it's like fast. It's fast paced and it's frantic, and you have to be on the move constantly or you lose.
mm,
This is like no, this is like slow down, look around. Like there's one whole thing where I had to locate these things that were like engraved in stone, and I had to take a picture of it and take pictures of like so many of these things and take back to this priest, and then he was going to decipher them and figure out these clues that were left behind. And like I had to really look. Like I was like I was playing. It's like I was on a scavenger hunt. And so there's like that kind of element to it. But then you have the stealth because I had to get somebody out of a prison and sneak around all of the Nazi guards, and get
mm.
in there and some of them I had to knock out and sneak up on and knock out or whatever. Um, and rescue this person. And so
Oh, yeah.
it's just all kinds of different gameplay elements that maybe you don't normally see kind of mushed together, but done so in a really rewarding way where like it keeps you engaged and mixes everything up and so yeah, I think it's an excellent game and should be a game of the year contender. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Um, yeah, I highly recommend it.
Sounds good.
Um, I can't talk too much about any of these other ones that are
Mm,
here at the top because I don't know much. I've heard really good things about this one. Uh, I don't know how to say that word though.
Desplat.
Despelot.
Desplat.
Uh, yeah, I've heard good
Sounds
things
like
about
it
it,
should
but I
be
don't.
French.
It's also an indie game, I believe, but I don't really know much more about it.
Yeah, no, me neither.
Kingdom Come
Tellus.
2.
Yeah, I've heard the name Tellus Principle, but I've no
Oh
idea
yeah,
what it's about.
I think
Kingdom
that
Come.
I don't know if that's a new game or a oh that says remastered or
Oh, okay,
reawakened. So I think
okay.
that's a remastered version of an old game, um, which personally I don't think should be considered for game of the year. Kingdom Come 2 is new though, and I've heard a lot of people really like that one. I put a lot of hours into that. Um, Sea of Stars is an older game that got some DLC, so I think that's what that's about.
Yeah,
Um, this is a remaster, Xenoblade Chronicles X. Really great game, but it's um, I don't know, almost 10 years old, 8 years old or
yeah.
something. Mario Kart World. I don't think this will be game of the year, but it is a good game. It is fun. I think it has a chance at winning maybe racing game of the year or family game
Okay.
of the year for sure. One of those, but I don't know if it's expansive enough or does enough to move the pendulum to make it game of the year.
And
Uh,
did have you played it at all?
oh yeah, yeah. I've played all the courses. Um,
And
I've gotten the gold trophy on all of the cups
okay.
in there. So yeah,
And
I've played it.
the open world aspect of it, I seem to remember something like that in the trailers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's all right. It's I haven't spent too much time doing that.
Mm,
But I have spent a little bit of time driving around, and there's like challenges that you come across to do, and some of those are pretty difficult, and they can be pretty fun. Um, but other than that, I think like I haven't tried driving because you can party up and just drive around with people, and I haven't
okay.
tried that, so I don't know. That might make it more fun. Probably does. Usually, doing stuff with your friends does make it more fun.
Yeah, I'm
um,
sure.
uh, but I haven't tried that, so I can't really speak to that too much. But there's some stuff in the world. It's just maybe not dense enough, like populated enough. Like it feels a little bit too empty, probably
Mm,
as an open world game, quote unquote open world.
probably.
But the courses I think are fun, and the knockout tour I think is fun. If you want to be on the edge of your seat, uh, like nervous about winning for 20 minutes because the knockout tour race is like 20 minutes long because you just keep racing and like it has 24 racers, so
Yeah.
in the first part of it like only the first 20 racers get to continue, and each time you hit like these checkpoints it knocks out another four racers,
Yeah,
and so you try to you have to
that
like
could be tense.
it is tense because you have to try to stay in the front for 20 minutes and that's a long time to stay in the at the front of the pack, you know.
Yeah.
um, with no stops. So, but it's fun and definitely a different, almost like a battle royale take on the arcade racer.
On there.
Yeah,
I'm interested in this Age of Mythology that was down at the bottom there. See, there's an Age of Mythology retold.
is that what it is?
Yeah, it seems that way.
Yeah, retold. Immortal Pillars. That's what it is.
So the original one was actually where it was an Age of Empires type of RTS style gameplay, but
Mm,
you had this whole element of the gods in it. So in the Greek section of it, you would have to get people to like worship at the temples, and then you could get like a colossus. Um, but the Norse one was better for me. You had to fight to get mythology points to get some heavier units. Yeah, so it's just redone graphically and so on. It seems.
yeah, yeah. Well, let us know what you think Game of the Year should be so far in 2025 in the comments. And but one thing that, man, I can't I can't help it at this point in my life when I'm talking about stories and I'm talking about Game of the Year. I'm talking about whatever.
Mm,
Uh, and I love hearing from other people what they think Game of the Year should be. Like it's just such an interesting discussion to me. But I can't help but
mm,
at this point in my life think about um, like a lot of what makes Game of the Year important to me is or a game successful to me is the journey that it takes you on. It's and that kind of to me encompasses all of the different aspects of the game, whether it's the
mm,
music and the world that is built there and the story that you play through and the gameplay. It's that journey through learning the mechanics and learning about the character and growing with the character and being moved by the music and all of this stuff that like that's what makes something worth playing to me. I think
mm.
is that. And but I can't help but think when I think about those things, I can't help but think um, about my faith and my
Mm.
relationship with Christ and the journey that I'm on as a person personally, like in real
Yeah,
life. You know, this game that we call real life,
yeah,
which does have gameplay elements and growth and leveling up, so to speak, as you mature. And
yeah.
there's a lot of things in real life that you can, I think, relate to elements of gaming because it's in a way a in some ways it's an escape from reality, but in other ways it's very much based on the things that we actually go through in life. And so
Mm,
I can't help but want to take a moment to reflect on what's even better than Game of the Year, and that's our journey with Jesus.
yeah.
And I think that gaming actually can teach us some cool things about faith when we are paying attention to games, and at the same time are in an active relationship with Jesus and reading the Word and such things like that. But one of the one of my favorite verses in Scripture is Hebrews 12:1. And Hebrews 12:1 says, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of
The
witnesses,
witnesses.
let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us." And that is, that sometimes that feels like grinding a little bit.
It
Like
does, yeah.
let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. But I think that something that helps me and man, even in a game, like these levels in a game where it's
Mm,
like you have a timer. It's like if you don't get to the end before the time runs out, like you die, you lose, and then you have to restart, or you have to like you survive wave after wave of enemy until somebody comes to rescue you at the end of the 5 minute timer or whatever.
yeah.
Um, there's that side of it too, but uh, I look at this, and a lot of times in games, there's if you want to talk about faith in games, sometimes there's a diligence that comes with that. Where man, if I'm up against this boss I can't beat, I just have to keep trying. I have to keep learning how to move forward
Mm,
until I defeat this boss, and and but keep pushing forward and not give up. And I think that when we look at real life, like, you don't really get to return to the last checkpoint very often, you know? But that's one reason why my relationship with Jesus is so important to me. It's because I need that guidance as I'm moving forward and as I'm
Absolutely.
coming up against these bosses, while the paintress is erasing that number and putting the next one on the pillar or whatever, like whatever the boss is, man, it is Christ who guides me through those things. And honestly, if I'm trusting and resting in that, brings victory over things. Um,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, and I'm gonna let you address what I said, but that to me, like, ultimately, Jesus is my relationship with Jesus is my game of the year. Is what I'm trying to say.
the
Ultimately,
main
so
thing, the
yeah,
main thing. Look, I mean, there's so much in that. You know, thinking of that there's a scripture. Was it? Is it in Hebrews? It says that we can come boldly unto the throne of grace to receive grace for our time of need.
yeah.
I think it's in
Hebrews
Hebrews.
4. Yeah,
Mm. So that's just you know a lot of times as a Christian, you want to be. That's one of the main struggles for me is the whole thing of wanting to be worthy, or feeling like you have to be worthy before you can
mm,
come to God. And and also, obviously, uh, there's the one side of it where we can approach our Father. Because that's what that scripture says to me is that we can come boldly. We can come like a son to a father. When I go to my parents' house, I don't necessarily ask, can I take some sweets out of the sweets drawer? That type of thing. It's my mom's house. I'm allowed to go and take some sweets out of the sweets drawer. you know,
yeah.
it's it's kind of we have that openness with the Lord, being able to come with Him and come to Him and uh,
Well, if
and
you
know
had
that.
to be worthy, I mean, you would never be able to come to
Yeah,
him.
we
You would
know we
never,
never
you
be able
never
to.
reach the mark.
Yeah, that's what the
So
word says, and that's what Christ came and did for us, which makes it awesome.
yeah,
Which makes it all the more awesome to be able to come and in that and stand in that. Um, the other side of it that I was thinking of is, geez, now lost my train of thought, but it was in that area of trying to be worthy, and it's awesome that Christ already did that for us. Um,
yeah.
so yeah, I mean, just this week or earlier this week, something that a while ago. It's a bit of a personal testimony is that a while ago I lost my employment, got retrenched. So I tried doing the YouTube thing. Uh, had this whole idea of building a business online and wasn't successful enough. So I had to start looking for work again. The Lord provided a day job, which unfortunately doesn't pay all of the expenses. So last week I was just coming to the Lord and trusting Him for some things because we needed to cover some expenses. So, and within the same day, our tax revenue service around here, um, I got auto assessed. I didn't even have to do anything. They sent me some money back, so was able to cover some of the expenses that we had. Um, all of a sudden, I get paid weekly in my new day job. All of a sudden, this month has five weeks instead of 4, and I just realized I've got a whole extra week's worth of pay.
Mm,
So just within the same day, God provided for a lot of what I asked for.
yeah,
Uh, and in saying that, there's still stuff that's coming up, and I'm trusting the Lord for to give us breakthrough for. But yeah, it's
absolutely.
it's awesome when you see the reality of it as well. Because that's what with that I came from the mindset of the scriptures, Lord. You know, I know that it's not all about how well we do. Uh, that's the other part of it that I wanted to discuss is that sometimes we get into this thing where we're praying mostly for us. We're praying mostly to get comforted, or we come at our faith from this viewpoint: what can God do for me? You know, where it's
Yeah,
actually about the kingdom. and about the fact that Jesus came and to establish the kingdom, His kingdom on earth through us. You know, that's what it's all about. It's about His kingdom first, uh,
Yeah.
and we lose sight of that sometimes. So it's always been a struggle for me. Is it okay for me to come now and ask you, Lord, about this? You know,
Well,
is
yeah.
is this a good
Yeah.
is this a is this a is it worthy of concern? You know, I mean, a lot of people struggle worse than I do. There are people in Africa that have a lot less than what I do,
Mm,
and I think, Lord, am I being selfish asking for this now? You know, is this even something to be concerned about? You know, but
yeah.
so I was struggling with all of that, and then just being able to come, like Hebrews says, and say, "Father, Lord, you're my Father, and I need to be able to provide for my family here, trusting
Yeah.
you for help here." And within the same day, on the same day, God provided quite a few avenues. I was honestly saying, not all of it is sorted out, but I'm trusting the Lord for a breakthrough.
Well, when you see the, some of the little things, it's like, yeah, it does like give you faith that he will continue to be
Mm.
faithful, right? And so I love that. I love that testimony. And
Yeah,
um I'll just add to that that uh there have been many times in my life where there were needs and no solution that I could attain
yeah,
myself. And through prayer, God just says, here it is. Let me let me create the solution, and you stop
yeah,
trying so hard. And that's part of that passage in Hebrews chapter 4 that you just brought up. Is
yeah,
it's like, stop trying to make this work in your own strength and your own power, and just trust me.
mm,
And I don't know, man. But thinking about gaming, it's like sometimes you get to a point in a game where you can't move forward unless you get this certain new ability or new power up,
yeah,
or you level up to a certain degree. And it's kind of like you come to God, and in those times of need, asking for grace in those times of need, and he
mm,
levels you up, or he gives you that new ability or whatever it
yeah,
is, so that you can pass the next challenge. And
yeah,
that he is faithful to do that over and over and over again. And it
yeah,
just, he never fails. And
yeah.
so,
That's awesome.
yeah, yeah. So it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, no,
It's awesome.
absolutely. Yeah, I agree. It is awesome.
But that about wraps it up for episode 39 of the Save State. Yako, thank you for being here tonight. And
It's a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Always
yeah,
enjoyable.
glad you could make it back. It's been um, a time or two. I can't remember exactly, but
About a
I know
month, I
you've,
think. Yeah, about a
yeah,
month.
yeah. I'm glad you can make it and have a good talk with me tonight. It's good to catch up with you. And why don't you
Absolutely, man.
tell us where we can find you, bud?
Just mainly on YouTube at the Tech Update. I'm not uploading as regularly as I used to. Working on getting into a method that will allow me to upload more regularly. Just be patient with me, trying to balance the new work life thing, but I'll get there. And yeah, mainly on there. So go and look me up on the Tech Update at YouTube. I'm working on a video about the new Magic X40 Zero. That's mainly
Yeah,
a retro console for DS and old vertical style arcade games.
yeah,
Looks quite interesting to me at the price point where it is. So working on a video on that. That should be up soon.
yeah. It's a weird one. Um,
Uh,
Magic X 040. That's what it's
yeah.
called. It's a real weird one. I'm gonna pull up a picture of it here because
Ah, sure. Go ahead.
I mean, that's a lot of what you and I do on our channels is these retro handhelds, and we almost never
Yeah.
talk about them.
Yeah.
Uh, I like talking about more things that are. This is such a niche thing. I On the
Yeah.
podcast, I
Absolutely.
like
It's
to talk
very
about some
niche.
of the other stuff. Um,
Yeah, it is very niche. What I'm thinking of is it would it be worth buying that or would it be worth buying a second hand DS? You know,
there it is, and
yeah, it's a very definitely very unique
it's
handheld.
so different. What does this picture look like? So you see like that
Yeah,
screen there. It's so crazy because it is a touch screen and
Android based as well.
Android based and runs on this the Allwinner
A13,
A133P, which is what the
the Trim UI.
Trim Brick runs on, the Smart Pro, the Brick, and something else that I just did a review
Yeah.
on. What was it? Maybe the Battle XP3 G350. That might have been what it was.
Hmm.
Um, no, it's the Powkitty V20. Powkitty V20
Okay.
uses it as well. Um,
Okay.
yeah, and it's a very capable chip, but I'm surprised that it can run Android well enough to do this. But apparently it can. So,
No, it's an older version. It's Android 10, if I'm not mistaken. So there's no Play Store.
oh, okay, yeah,
But yeah,
that makes
yeah.
sense.
I'm working like this. This is what I'm thinking. At least is comparing it to whether or not it would be worth, because it seems the price point is more or less the same. Would it be worth buying this over
70
a
$75.
second-hand DS?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. $75 is pretty reasonable, I think, though.
Hmm.
And from what I can tell, it's a pretty well built handheld. It's
Yeah.
just for me, you look at like this arc,
Yeah.
RG arc
Yeah.
with its 4:3 aspect ratio. Like I can play pretty much
Yeah. That's
anything.
my
Like
main.
it's
That's
not
my.
great for DS. Like it's
Yeah.
not great because it does squish everything pretty small for DS.
Yeah.
And this is the Magic X here is great for DS, but it's
It's
going to squish
specifically for
everything
that.
else really small. So it's like,
Yeah. So any 4x3 content is up at like a 2.8-inch section of the screen at the top of the
yeah,
screen.
yeah, it's
So
going to be
that's
real
the
small.
main downside of it. Um, so that's the question. Is it really worth buying this? Would it be better just getting a second-hand DS? Maybe.
Right.
That's what I'm looking into at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah. So very interesting. Well, I'll have to watch that video for sure and see
Yeah.
your thoughts on it, your opinion.
Yeah.
Um, and for me, I'm editing. I shot. I haven't started editing. I need to start editing a my review of the Ambernick RG35XX Pro. I got my hands on
Okay.
35XX Pro for a limited time, and so I shot a review about that, and I gotta say, my conclusion on it is if you're looking for an introductory retro handheld device, it probably is the one you should get. Like it is not the fanciest. It's not the coolest. It doesn't have the coolest look to it,
Mm.
but it's $50 and you get everything you really need in
Okay.
one device to play, you know, retro games, PSP and down. Um, it's probably the one to get. It has Wi-Fi, it has Bluetooth, it has an HDMI out, and I'm really surprised that it's $50.
It's
Uh,
a RK. Is it an RK3566 processor? I can't remember now.
no, it's the H700,
Oh, it's
but
H700. Okay.
they keep making it better. They listen. I don't know if you saw this. I was ready to end the podcast. We're about to have a whole nother episode. Listen, I don't know if you saw this, but I can't remember which operating system it is. Or there's a custom firmware that just came out for H700 devices that can play some GameCube games. Did you see
Really?
this?
No, I
Yeah,
haven't seen
it's like
that.
it's crazy. It's crazy. I cannot believe
Okay.
I don't think it runs many of them very well, but it
It's
like
probably 2D type.
you can boot them and there's like it's like playable, which
Yeah,
means it's not perfect, but you could play it.
that's
And
interesting.
there's the community's already started a whole spreadsheet of games that they've tested, and if it runs great or if it's just playable or if you shouldn't even try.
Mm.
But on the H700, which is not a very powerful chip, it
Yeah,
is very surprising. It's very
yeah.
surprising.
For $50, it's got dual analog sticks, doesn't it?
It does. It does. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes it interesting.
Yeah, no, it's a great little vertical handheld, and some people don't like those. So if you don't like verticals, you probably shouldn't look into it. But if you're new to the hobby and you're just looking for the one that would get you started, give you a little taste of the hobby, it probably is the one you should look at right now.
Yeah.
And um, oh yeah, there it is right there.
Okay, good stuff.
Um, is it? Oh, yeah, it comes in black and it has this really cool teal
Green,
color as well.
green see-through
Um,
teal. Yeah,
but I mean, $50. I mean, I just can't even
that's
believe
not
it.
bad. Yeah, yeah.
It's well
That's the one
built.
thing about the retro industry. We're getting more and more for less and less, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. So, so I'm working on a, a review for that, and then I don't know. I got a bunch of other stuff floating around here that I'm working on, and I also showed you this earlier, but this
The Retroid Pocket
Retroid
Mini.
Pocket Mini V2. This plays GameCube and PS2, and I believe yes, with if you install Rocknix on it, you can play a few Xbox
PS3
games now.
and PS3.
And I think is PS3 on the Android side or on the
Uh,
Linux
there,
side?
there,
I
there
think it's
are
on the
some. There's one or two apps I think that can play PS3, but from what I've gathered, is it's better on Rocknix. Uh, it's just a
okay.
little bit more capable on Rocknix. Um,
I know the
and
Xbox is only on Rocknix because there's no
hmm,
Xbox
the,
emulation on Android.
yeah, there is some way to play it. It sounds like some guys do it through WinLater, like a Windows type of emulation, and then
Yeah, you
running
can get Win
an
later on there,
emulator in the emulator. So that's definitely better on Rocknix, I think, because it's native on Rocknix.
but this thing is it's beautiful and so well built and pretty
Mm.
comfortable. And what's really
Looks
stands
awesome.
out to me are the joysticks. These joysticks
Mm.
feel amazing. Like
Oh
I
yeah,
can't get over how good these joysticks feel.
that's awesome.
I almost wish they had put these on the Switch too.
Okay,
Almost like they're so good.
that's
Um,
awesome, man.
but they're small, but they don't feel small. Like they don't. I don't know. It just works. So
Okay,
I've been very
that's good.
impressed with that one so far. I'm not ready to do a review yet, but I'm getting there. So yeah,
Definitely, it looks awesome.
but yeah. So yeah, I don't know, man.
That's
Otherwise,
it.
you can find me here on YouTube. I post pretty regularly on YouTube. So yeah, talk to me in the comments. You can find me on X as well. And that's about it. That about wraps up episode 39 of The Safe State. We hope that you're having a great night. Let us know your game of the year thoughts in the comments below. But until next time, stay kind and encouraging out there, and we'll catch you on the flippity flip. See ya.